Hey YouTube, it's Lightning 2288 here with another comic haul video. Basically in this haul is going to be a majority of, well basically if you guys watch my videos you know Frankenstein's, that's a majority of my books, but I do got some that came on eBay and a few that came from a couple of local shops near my house. And but first I'd like to start off by, I'd like to give a shout out to Hero Hunter. I just got done watching his video and I know he was pretty, upset about the guy that's getting him a thumbs down, especially on, some of his videos. Which I would just say, Hero Hunter, don't even worry about that, man. You're one of the, stand-up guys in the community, and don't let, one guy ruin it for you, and, just keep making the great vids, bro. Well, let's get on with the haul. This first book I picked up at my local shop, and I actually saw this in a Mercenauts video, and I believe Peter Parker. So, but they said this book is I guess a low print run. I'm not for sure, but I did look it up on eBay, and they do go between, I would say, 15 to 25 bucks. I actually found this in the dollar bin, so I was real happy to see it. And yeah, it's a near mint copy, and I do got the second part to this too as well. So yeah, real happy. $1, near mint. So can't complain about that. And another one I found, and this is one I was really excited, and I've been looking for this book for a while, and I just didn't want to pay. I thought paying the eBay prices, because they go between 20 and 30, but for some reason I just thought that was too much. But happened to get real lucky and actually found this in the dollar box as well. So super stoked to have it. First appearance, oh I'm sorry guys, Omega Man number 3, first appearance of Lobo. And as you can see, it's a real nice copy. And for $1, hell, I really can't complain. And especially with I'm glad I got it now, because I was reading something on, I think, IGN's website about The Rock, saying that it's either going to be a Martian Manhunter he plays, Jon Stewart, or Lobo. So I'm glad I got this out of the way. So you know how it is. If once something gets confirmed, it just shoots the book way up. And these are all from the shop by my house, guys. And I finally got this, and I don't know what took me so long to get it. I mean, Wolverine's my favorite character of all time, but I don't know what took me so long to really get it. But I don't know. It just, I happened to find this, and I got a real good price, and this is probably a shit, man. I mean, it's probably a VF plus. I mean, it's a real high grade. And hell, I only paid $5 for it, so super stoked to have that. It's just weird. It's just like sometimes you just get real lucky. I mean, I know the dealer or the shop owner had to know it was more than $5. He must have had multiple copies or something. Didn't really pay too much attention to it, but oh well. I'm glad to have it. And these next books, I've been focusing, like I said, a majority of my hauls are mostly Silver Age or older books. And lately I've been getting into Flash, and a majority of these books, or basically I think all the Flash books, are from Frankenstein's. And let's get started with the first Flash book I picked up. This is Flash number 126, and it's a first appearance of the Mirror World, and it's also the first appearance of Flash's parents, Henry and Nora Allen. So I mean, to me it's a pretty significant, issue. I mean, and for the price, hell, I think I only paid, I mean, it's probably a fine copy. It's in pretty good shape, really. And I paid $10 for it. But, I mean, to me, I think that's pretty significant. Mirror World, and then, I mean, the first appearance of his parents. And especially with the rumor, or even, I guess they're actually in talks about a Flash television show. So, yeah, any little key I can get, it makes me happy. And this next one is Flash 143. And this is basically the first appearance of Tio Moro. And basically, he's the scientist who created the Red Tornado. So if you guys didn't know, it's in Flash number 143. And this is another book that it cost me probably, I think it was $6. And as you can see, it's not in that bad of shape. I mean, it's probably a fine plus. But a lot of these Flash books are just really hard. A lot of them are just in bad shape, especially at Frankenstein's. I mean, they're just in bad shape. And I know it's going on eBay. Not a lot of Flash books show up, and the ones that do, they're usually on the lower end of the grading scale. And these are all from Frankenstein's, guys. This is a Flash 151. And this is basically, this is where Barry Allen gets engaged to Iris West. So, I mean, pretty significant, you know. It's his woman, finally gets engaged to her, you know. So, if you didn't know, and this book, I'm sorry guys, this is more on the VG side of it, but like I said, a few dollars. I think it was like $3.50. Definitely not gonna pass up on it, you know. And the way I'm collecting now, I just want every little key, you know, because like I said, I do like collecting runs of stuff, but right now I'm just focusing on just getting every key I can get. So in case any kind of rumor or show or something comes out and it happens to be in one of these books, you know, it's gonna be too pricey. So if I could get them now at a cheap rate and then just go back and fill in the runs, you know, first I'm gonna focus on just getting the first appearances, origins, or, you know, just minor keys in the runs of these characters, and especially while they're cheap. Next one is Flash 165, and this is probably a fine copy, man. It's nice. And this is another book that only cost me, I believe it was $5 if I remember. And like I said, I'm on a budget, guys, so you know I go for the best deals possible. And the key to this is, of course, you could tell if this is the engagement. Of course, this is gonna be the wedding of Barry Allen and Iris West. So if you didn't know, Flash 165, and they're relatively cheap, guys. So if you see them in the wild, hell, man, a few bucks, but just pick them up. I think even on eBay. But the problem with eBay is I think they overprice them a little bit. I think these two issues, most of the buy nows are probably between 10 and 15 bucks, but I'm telling you, they're probably like, most of them are around 2.0 to 3.5 grades. So probably best bet trying to find it in the wild or going to some con to try to pick it up. Get these out of the way. Okay, this is Flash 214. And this is the origin of the Metalman. So I really wanted this book, and I do love origin stories because I don't know much about the Metalman. I'm actually going to read this book, but man, this was hell to get into the Milo. I think I might have to go and get maybe some Golden Age Milo because this is a 100-page book. But I mean, as you can see, it's in pretty good shape. And it's weird because I went to one vendor, and I got the first vendor I went to, he was actually selling this. He said it was a VF copy, and he wanted $75 for it. I'm like, are you kidding me? I mean, and I said, well, what's the significance of the key for it being that much? He didn't even know. He just said, oh, it's a near mint copy. I said, you just said it was a VF. He said, well, it's close enough. It's near mint. And I said, hell with that, dude. I said, you're never, and that's the one vendor that has hardly anybody going to his booth because all his books are way overpriced. So I went across from his booth to the other vendor and picked this up for $6. And as you can see, it's a pretty nice shape. But as you guys didn't know, Flash 214, Origin of the Metalman. And this is a pretty cool Flash book I picked up, and I think these next few Flash books I actually found in the dollar box, which I've been real happy. I've been really hunting lately, going through every box, every dollar box. I've been finding decent stuff, but this is Flash number 250. This is the first appearance of the Golden Glider, or this is basically she's a Captain Cold's sister, Lisa Snart. She's I guess she became a villain because she was engaged to the villain, the Top, and he died in a battle with Flash. So that's how she became, a villain. So basically, a revenge story. So, but still cool little, cheap key for $1. So really can't complain, and it's pretty good shape. Can't complain. So Flash 250, first appearance of the Golden Glider, Captain Cold's sister. So. Another one for $1 is Flash number 267, and this is just basically, I don't know if they had to do this before, but basically this is saying that this is the origin of the Flash uniform, or his costume. So if you guys didn't know, Flash 267, this is another book I found for $1. I mean, these are Bronze Age books, so, but as you can see, they're all in pretty good shape, and for $1, hell, I'm definitely not going to pass up on it. So, like I said, Flash number 267, origin of his costume. And one I was real happy to pick up, and I found this in the dollar box, super stoked to have it. been wanting it for a while, but I know, like I said, I've been trying to stay away from eBay, but I do got a few eBay purchases in this haul, but I'll explain to it later when I get to it. But this is a Crisis number 8. This is the death of Barry Allen. So been wanting this for a while. I used to have it, but it did get stolen from me, so I'm glad I found it, and I actually found it in the dollar box. So super happy. God, man, this is like just this is an iconic cover. And this is another book that's, it's in really good shape. Except for if you could see up in the upper left corner right here, there's something going on. But other than that, but like I said, $1, definitely, pass up on that one. Okay, next one, and like I said, I've been focusing on, Justice League. Nothing major here. This is Justice League number 28. And this is basically the first appearance of Headmastermind. And like I said, I'm just into getting the first appearances. Might as well get them now while they're cheap. Never know what's going to happen in the future. Just read a website saying, Marvel's mapped out their movie universe till 2028. So God knows what DC is. Eventually they're going to start using characters we probably not that familiar with. So I might as well just pick up as many of these like old Silver Age, first appearances as I can, while they're cheap. So Justice League 28, first appearance of Headmastermind. And this is a book that's probably, you can see it. It's a VG copy. See some wear, But other than that, man, I don't care. Just glad to have it. It only cost me, I think, $4. So, whatever. And here's a book, and I'm gonna, straight off the bat, guys, this is in really bad shape, but it was $3, but I've been wanting it. This is Aquaman number 11. This is the first appearance of Mira, and it's not that, it's not that expensive of a book, but this is the problem with this book. And I'll tell you that, the condition of it is, it's probably like a 2.0, 2.5 at most. But it only cost me like $5, I believe. But the problem with this book is every time you go on eBay, and that's the problem. If you can't find like me, if I can't find the wild, eventually I'll start looking on eBay for this book or for books that I can't find. And the problem with this book is there's only ever, when you look up Aquaman 11, and there's probably 3 to 4 that show up. And most of them are like this type of grade, like a fair or a good. And they want $30, $20 to $30 for it. I haven't yet seen one that was like a fine plus or a very fine. So God knows what they want for that. But like I said, with the Aquaman book suddenly getting hot and, rising in value, I didn't want to miss the boat. Yeah, it's a low grade, but, hell, only cost me, a few dollars. So I'm definitely not going to pass up on it. But Aquaman 11... first Mira, definitely want to upgrade it if I could find a better one, but as of now I'm happy to have it. So, and here's what I'm really excited about. This is Action Comics 263. This is basically the first appearance of Bizarro World and the origin of the Bizarro World. And I'm a big fan of Bizarro, so it's something I really dig. But it's a 10-cent early Silver Age book, but as you can see, it's probably like a VG plus. This book actually cost me, I think, $12, so super happy. It wasn't that expensive, and I'm into the old books, so eventually I have been trying to hunt for the modern books, but it's funny. It's like at Frankensons, I actually have an easier time getting sneaky buys on the Silver and Bronze Age books. It's like all the vendors know about the modern. I can't get no deals half the time because they do mark those books up. But I have been on the hunt lately for the modern. I want to start getting into that as well. But as of now, just still focusing on the older books. Next one is Batman 471. First modern Hugo Strange. Been wanting this book for a while, it's not, like I said, it's not expensive. It's slowly starting to gain a little bit, but I just think it has something to do with Batman. I think all Batman issues or Batman keys they're like Spider-Man. All his keys they're just getting outrageous, especially Batman, man, his keys are just shit. But yeah, Batman 471, or I'm sorry, Detective Comics 471, first modern Hugo Strange. And this is probably, I mean, it's not, it's probably probably like a 7.0, but still, I mean, this book actually cost me like, I think $10. But happy to have it. Been wanting it for a while and want to focus on getting all the Batman keys I can get within reason. This one and these next two books I also found in another vendor's dollar boxes. This is a Batman 408. This is basically the new origin of Jason Todd. This is after Crisis. They redid his origin. So I guess before he was too similar to Dick Grayson. You know, came from a family of circus performers and all that, and they wanted to kind of darken him up. So after Crisis, they gave him a whole new origin, made him a little bit darker. You know, that's how Batman met him. He was stealing the tires off his Batmobile. But definitely a key. You know, a minor key, but still a key. And like I said, you never know. But Batman 408, you know, the new origin of Jason Todd. And one that kind of goes with it would be... Oh, and that was $1, and this one was $1 as well. This is Batman number 410. And basically it was post-crisis. This is a post-crisis Jason Todd when he first becomes a Robin. So, I mean, yeah, they kind of, you know, they go together. So, if you see these books, I mean, they're not expensive, and you could get them in really good shape. I mean, like I said, I got these two for $1, but on eBay, they're asking $10 to $15, I believe, on each of these. So, definitely, if you see them in the wild, just pick them up. And this next one, I'm really happy to get. This is actually an eBay purchase because I could not find it at all anywhere. This is a Brave and the Bold 59. And the colors are bright, man. It's real nice. It's probably like a fine copy, but, you know. Basically, the key to this is the first time Batman was in the Brave and the Bold series, and this is where he took over the Brave and the Bold series. So, pretty significant in my book. I guess prior to this, the Brave and the Bold series was on verge of cancellation, so to revamp and sell some more of these issues, they put Batman into the book. So, you know, pretty key. And this is someone told me it was the first team up of him and Green Lantern, but I don't believe that. I've looked it up and haven't seen. The only thing it says that's significant about it is this is the first time Batman was in the Brave and the Bold series. So any Batman fans out there, I think that's a pretty good key to have. First time Batman was in the Brave and the Bold series. This is basically where he took over the series. Brave and the Bold number 59. And like I said, a fine copy. I bought it on eBay. It was a buy now. I guess it was $25, I believe, and free shipping. So really can't complain. Real happy with that book. And these next few books all go together. These the next three are actually eBay purchases, and the last one I'm going to show was the last thing I found at Frank's. You know, was the last few dollars I had. Anyways, World's Finest. 198. This is the third Superman Flash race. You know, real cool cover. You know, awesome. It's Kurt Swan cover. But you know, these books. I mean, this book ain't that pricey. I mean, this one is probably, I would say, like in the 6.5 range, somewhere around there. Spine's pretty decent. I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, there's a few nicks on it, but you know, overall, I paid $8 for it. So real happy to have it. And the funny thing is, this is the third race. The World's Finest 199 is the conclusion of this story, and it's actually more than this one. And I think it has something to do because Neil Adams actually did it, and I'm definitely on the lookout for that one now. So yeah, but this is number 198, the third race. And another eBay purchase was Flash 175. The second race, and I believe this is a Carmine Infantino cover. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but another cool book. And this is another book that I only paid, I think it was $15, 15 or $20 with shipping. So, and it's probably like a 5.0, 5.5, but you know, really can't complain. Been wanting these, you know, Superman Flash races for a while. I actually wanted them since I was a little kid, but they were just way too pricey then. For some reason, they're pretty reasonable now. But I remember collecting in the late 80s, early 90s, and some of the shops I used to go to would have these on the wall for $70-$75, and you're talking, like I said, late 80s, early 90s. And I got this damn thing for $20, so super happy to have it. And the last eBay purchase was Superman 199, and I got it for $20. But here's the catch. According to the seller, it was in auction. I noticed there was only like 3 or 4 bids on it, and it was at $15. Read the description, very fine copy. He said very fine, 8.0, whatever he said. It was a very fine. Won it for $20. I mean, he had like 12 to 14 picks, so I mean, close-ups of the corners, everything. And I get it in the mail. It was packed right. It was packed correctly. It was well protected. And it didn't take much because I already live in Southern California. This came from San Diego. So it was like maybe an hour trip. It wasn't like it was going cross country or anything. But when I got it, let me see if you could see. If you could see that, see all those little like nicks. Look at the corner right there. Pop staple. Let me see if you can see. I mean, this side's not as bad, but you can see a little bit of chipping. I mean, like I said, I only paid $20. I would try to contact the seller, never got back to me. But what I believe is, and this has happened to me before, I've won a pretty good book for cheap. And what I believe happened was, this book does not match what he had in his picks. This is a different book. He had 2 copies and gave me his lower grade. So like I said, it wasn't like I've been upset if I would have paid like $80 for it or something, but like I said, it was 20, so, whatever, I guess, because I can't get in contact with them, and I'm just tired of complaining to eBay and trying, just going through the motions. So I think from now on, I mean, I'm going to have to start buying like certain key issues online, maybe only graded, and, that's the best way to get it. But like I said, there's no way in hell this is the same book he had in the picks. But like I said, it wasn't that much money, so I'm not too bummed about it. I'm glad to have it, but don't advertise something. And it's funny, about 6 months ago, I won an Amazing Spider-Man 252, and I won it for $10. Very fine copy. I finally got it. It was Amazing Spider-Man 253. They sent me the wrong book, never got back to me, never got messages. I never got refunded any of my money. So, I mean, like I said, $10, but whatever. But Superman 199, the first Flash race, real iconic, it's Kurt Swan cover. So, oh no, I'm sorry, it's not a Kurt Swan. I think it's Carmen Infantino. So, but you know what I think is cool? I'm sorry I'm talking so much about this. I just like the fact that Batman's rooting for Flash. So they always had beef even back then. Okay, the last book of my haul, guys. Super happy to have it. I mean, it's not in the greatest shape, but, found it for real cheap. Really cheap, actually. Superboy number 68. And as you can see what it is. It's like a 2.0, maybe a 1.5. I mean, it's all complete. You could see, like, I don't know what the hell, someone wiped their ass with it right there. But, I mean, colors ain't that bad. But, Superboy 68, and I'm a big Bizarro guy. This is the first appearance of Bizarro. And I found it in the box. This was the last box I went through at Frank's right before they closed. And it had I believe it was $13. So, can't pass that up for $13. And the funny thing is, I just saw a couple sell recently. I saw one sell with a detached cover, and it went for $85. VG copies of this book are going between probably $150 to $300, if not higher. So, I don't know if that would ever, I don't know if I could afford to get like a VG copy of this for $300 to $400. So I'm happy to get this, and I would like to upgrade it one day, but I just think this book might be too pricey. But glad to find it, $13. Really can't complain. And that'll do it for my video, guys. I appreciate you guys watching, and thanks for the subs, the comments, and everything. And keep up the great vids yourself, and happy hunting.